Our top focus this Monday morning is on the unlock process that's kicking off in several states across the country. Let's focus on the national capital first, where there will be easing of restrictions from today after a stringent 2-month lockdown due to the second COVID wave. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has announced the easing of curbs. This will happen in a phased manner. Now, according to the new guidelines that kick off today, markets and malls will reopen, and this will be on the odd-even system from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Standalone shops will be open every day. Delhi's Lifeline Metro will also resume its services. This will, however, be with the seating capacity of 50%. Grade A public sector employees will be allowed to attend offices, and private offices will be able to function with 50% manpower. Last week, the government allowed factories to reopen and construction activities to resume following a dip in cases and a dip in the positivity rate in the city. And focusing on news from the national capital, even as we're seeing this unlock process, there's a lot of politics that's playing out again. A bitter war of words between the Delhi government and the centre. This over stalling the AAP government's ambitious step of ration delivery aimed to benefit over 70 lakh poor people. Kejriwal called the move politically motivated, blamed the ration mafia for influencing the centre. BJP in turn responded by hitting out at Kejriwal, asking him to buy food grains for his scheme and not divert subsidized central food grains to claim credit.
Fresh flashpoint between centre and Delhi government. This time over AAP's ambitious doorstep delivery of ration scheme involving 72 lakh beneficiaries. Kejriwal's 2020 poll promise has hit a hurdle a week before its scheduled launch. Delhi government has claimed that centre has stalled its ration scheme, with the LG returning the file with political motivation.
सारी तैयारी हो चुकी थी, टेंडर हो चुके थे, सारी तैयारी हो चुकी थी. बस अगले हफ्ते से ये शुरू होने वाला था. ये क्रांतिकारी कदम होने वाला था. और अचानक आपने 2 दिन पहले इसको रोक दिया.
Sources in the LG office, however, denied the charges, saying AAP government scheme needs centre's approval before it's implemented. It also mentioned a petition filed in Delhi High Court against the scheme. The BJP hit back, accusing the AAP government of misleading over-subsidized ration given under centre's Food Security Act and Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan scheme. BJP's Sambit Patra said that Delhi government has stalled one nation, one ration card, depriving migrant workers of cheap ration.
मुझे दुख के साथ कहना पड़ रहा है बंधुगण कि दिल्ली की सरकार ने इस विषय को मना कर दिया कि वो वन नेशन वन राशन कार्ड में आगे नहीं बढ़ेंगे, और आज उन्होंने इस काम को आगे नहीं बढ़ाया है, जिसके कारण हजारों हजार जो मजदूर होते हैं, जो गरीब होते हैं, जो माइग्रेंट लेबर्स होते हैं, आज वो राशन से वंचित रह रहे हैं.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal also blamed ration mafia's influence for blocking the scheme.
अगर ये घर घर राशन व्यवस्था लागू हो जाती ना सर, ये राशन माफिया खत्म हो जाता. पर देखिए ये राशन माफिया कितना ताकतवर निकला. दिल्ली में ये योजना अगले हफ्ते से लागू होने वाली थी, और 1 हफ्ता पहले इन्होंने इसको खारिज करवा दिया.
But workers at ration shops in Delhi fear the scheme will lead to job losses.
अगर दिल्ली सरकार कहती है कि हम लोग माफिया हैं, तो दिल्ली सरकार की सरकार 7 साल से दिल्ली के अंदर चल रही है, तो उन लोगों ने अब तक क्या कदम उठाए? घर घर राशन योजना है, ये दिल्ली में किसी भी तरह से लागू नहीं होनी चाहिए. अगर ये लागू होती है तो हम लोग तो यहाँ पे काम इतना करा है हम लोगों ने, और इस कोरोना के दौरान भी हमने राशन वितरित किया है, और तब भी सरकार हमारे पेट पे लात मारेगी.
Amid the political blame game, will Delhi's needy be deprived of subsidized food grains?
The blame game and the war between Delhi government and centre is now hampering one of the ambitious scheme which would benefit 7 million poor of the national capital. While this pandemic has suffered the poor class worst, the ration would be a biggest help. But the battle and the blame game between two authorities is now affecting people and their rights. In Delhi with Ritesh Ashutosh Mishra for India Today.
The state of Maharashtra will also be easing curbs from today. They have a 5-level unlock plan in place. So as per the BMC's new guidelines, shops selling essential services will open till 4 p.m. on all days. Non-essential service shops are only allowed to open on weekdays. Salons, spas, wellness centers, they will reopen, but with 50% working capacity. Dining services in restaurants will remain functional till 4 p.m. on weekdays. Only takeaways will be allowed during the weekends. Medical and essential services will be allowed to use Mumbai's local train service. Buses will be allowed to run at full capacity, but social distancing norms must be followed. Section 144 will be applicable across Mumbai. Not more than 5 people can gather in public places. Private offices will operate till 4 p.m. with 50% capacity. Malls and theatres, however, will continue to remain shut. Similar guidelines have been issued in other parts of Maharashtra where cases have been coming down. Now, unfortunately, another incident coming to light of our healthcare workers being vandalized. We told you last week about a shocking incident that was reported in Assam. Here's one that's been reported now in a Manipur hospital. This incident has been reported from Imphaal's Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences. Relatives of a 33-year-old woman who died of COVID vandalized the ICU ward and also damaged oxygen concentrators. The entire incident was recorded on CCTV cameras of the hospital. According to reports, the patient was admitted to the hospital with severe COVID-19 complications. She was advised ICU admission, but the family members of the patient refused to send her to the ICU. 2 people have been detained in connection with this attack after hospital authorities and doctors lodged a complaint against the kin. This comes after a mob attacked an on-duty junior doctor at a COVID care centre in Assam's Hojai district following the death of a severe COVID patient. Those shocking pictures on your screens also. 2 others, including a woman, were also injured in that attack in Assam. And barely a week later, another incident being reported now in Manipur. Let's also continue getting you the latest ground reports from across the country. We've been focusing on rural India. The second wave, of course, has hit these rural parts hard, and the dilapidated healthcare in interiors is now being exposed. India Today visited Barabanki's Pechrua village, located about 50 kilometers from Lucknow, where the primary health center was found to be in a terrible condition.
Damaged roof, broken doors, floor littered with cow dung and a cow grazing on the premises. This is the state of the Pechrua village public healthcare center in Barabanki. No staff in sight, and instead of catering to patients, the center has turned into the local haunt where villagers come by to drink and smoke.
Right behind me is the so-called kitchen area of that particular center, and you can see the liquor bottle out here. Below that you can see the matchsticks, and if you go ahead you can see some cigarettes also around this particular center. Also there are some supari packets quite visible. We recently spotted some cows out here who came here. So these scenes are scary. You can see the web all around this health center.
The villagers claim that the health center was repaired 6 months ago, but it's back to its dilapidated condition.
जो नशेड़ी लोग हैं यहाँ पे आते हैं, दारू पीते हैं, मसाला खाते हैं, और इसकी गेट की स्थिति आप देखें, बाकी 6 महीने पहले भी इसकी रिपेयर हुई है. 6 महीने बाद की ये स्थिति है कि इसका गेट गिर रहा है और अंदर में कोई फर्श नहीं है, प्लास्टर गिर रहा है.
On some days, Anganwadi workers come for vaccination but set up camp outside the deserted building.
बीच में टीकाकरण होता है हमारे गांव में, तो एनम और आशा बहू लोग आती हैं, यहीं पे बाहर बैठ के टीकाकरण करा देती हैं. इसी
अंदर गोबर, अंदर शराब की बोतल और बाहर टीकाकरण करते हैं.
हाँ, इसी बरामदे में बैठकर यहीं पे टीकाकरण हो जाता है.
The health center only gets an exterior makeover when a government official is supposed to visit the village.
ये इसलिए बनवाया है क्योंकि स्वास्थ्य विभाग की टीमें जो हैं आती हैं, जांच करती हैं. इसी के लिए इसकी डेंटिक पेंटिक
जांच यहाँ पे जांच होती है.
जांच तो नहीं होती, लेकिन अभी कोरोना काल के चलते जो स्वास्थ्य विभाग की टीमें मतलब गांव-गांव जाकर जो अस्पताल देखा करती थी, मतलब उनकी जांच करती थी कैसी हालत है।
District administration admits the sorry state of the health center but has no concrete action plan to improve the situation.
इसके लिए पूरे हमारे ऊपर से प्रदेश स्तर से इसके लिए कार्रवाई की जा रही है और ऊपर से पूरी हम लोग भी इसमें लगे हैं और खास करके इसके लिए पूरी अंतिम व्यक्ति तक हमारा जो प्रशासनिक जो व्यवस्था है, खास करके हमारी जो कोऑर्डिनेशन कमेटी है और जो कोविड जो टास्क फोर्स की कमेटी है उसके द्वारा पूरा उसको किया जा रहा है।
The second wave of COVID has brought the country to its knees. Healthcare facilities have fallen way short of providing aid to overflowing patients. Doctors and medical supplies have been stretched to their limits. And the sheer neglect of the available healthcare facilities in villages during a crisis this big is appalling. With Samarth Srivastav in Barabanki, Bureau Report, India Today.
And let's move on to some other stories also that we're tracking this Monday morning. Big political news that's coming in from Karnataka, where there's been a lot of talk about a growing rebellion within the Karnataka BJP, and Chief Minister B.S. Yadurappa has spoken out on that. He's broken his silence finally. Amid rumours of a possible cabinet reshuffle, the Karnataka Chief Minister has cleared the air by expressing confidence that he will continue as the Chief Minister and will finish his term. He said that the High Command has faith in him and that he will resign the day the central leadership asks him to. Karnataka Cabinet Minister R. Ashok, Deputy Chief Minister C.N. Ashwat Narayan also dismissed the possibilities of a cabinet reshuffle, saying that there were no doubts over Yadurappa's leadership. This comes after a section of Karnataka MLAs had planned to visit Delhi, demanding a legislative meet over leadership change.
ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿತೇನೆ. ಯಾವ ದಿವಸ ನೀವು ಬೇಡ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನವರೇ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೋ ಆ ದಿವಸ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಹಗಲು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಗೊಂದಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೊಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಮೀರಿ ಸದುಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಉಳಿದಂಥದ್ದು ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಂತೆ.
ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನವ್ರನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು just made a casual statement that he is a disciplined soldier of this party. See, whatever party decides, see, we are a disciplined soldier of the party and I am willing to abide by whatever decision the party takes. See, this is a kind of message to each and every person. Nobody is above the party. It's a very good message for each one of us. So in this direction, there's no question of, he stepping down. He'll be our Chief Minister. He will continue to be our Chief Minister. There's nothing like that has been, discussion is not happening.
Meanwhile, in Bengal, again, the face-off escalates between the Bengal governor and the Mamata government. This time, Governor Jagdeep Dhankar has summoned the State Chief Secretary H.K. Dwivedi over post-poll violence in the state. In a tweet, Dhankar condemned the extremely alarming law and order situation in post-poll Bengal and asked the Chief Secretary to brief him of all the steps taken to contain post-poll violence in the state. Dhankar took a dig at Mamata Banerjee's government, saying it's not even recognizing the malaise, much less take steps to contain it. TMC MP Mawa Moitra also accused the governor of nepotism, saying that he's appointed his family members and close relatives as governor's star. This comes after 51 crude bombs were discovered in a bag near the BJP office in Kolkata. These bombs were discovered about 100 meters away from the office. And let's get you more details about that story as well. The anti-rowdy squad of Kolkata police recovering 51 crude bombs near the BJP office. These bombs were filled in a bag and they were discovered by the police. Now, explosives were kept about 100 meters away from the Saffron Party's office.
After assembly election results, West Bengal witnessed widespread post-poll violence. The matter became so ugly that the Supreme Court issued notice to the centre and Bengal government seeking directions to stop the violence in the state. A note now days later, things are taking an alarming turn. At least 51 crude bombs were recovered from Khidirpur crossing in Kolkata, very near to the BJP office on Saturday evening. The anti-rowdy branch of the West Bengal Police made the explosive recoveries following a tip-off from the military intelligence. The explosives were filled in 4 sacks which were found lying close to each other. The bomb defusing team neutralized the explosives, averting any mishap.
After getting intelligence inputs from the army, from the BJP is saying that it could be a plan to have attacked the BJP office because many other offices in the state have been attacked after the West Bengal Assembly elections. But this is what the BJP has to say. The investigators still looking at all possible angles into this case.
It is not yet known who placed the bombs and what the motive was. But BJP alleged lawlessness across the state and has accused TMC for starting bomb factories.
इस देश की जनता ने जिस पार्टी को भारत की सत्ता थमा दिया जिसका हाथ पर, जो पश्चिम बंगाल में प्रमुख विरोधी दल है, आज उसी का राज्य पार्टी ऑफिस का सिर्फ 100 मीटर का भीतर 64 बोमा एक इम्पोर्टेंट रास्ता का ऊपर जिस जगह में वीआईपी मूवमेंट चलते रहते हैं कैसे पहुंच गया? ये कोई साधारण समाज विरोधी तत्व को तो काम नहीं हो सकते। कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का अगर मदद छोड़ के ऐसा काम कभी होता नहीं।
पश्चिम बांगला तो एक बड़ शिल्प एक बोमा शिल्प এই যে জেলায় জেলায় আমাদের পার্টি অফিসে বোমা মারা হচ্ছে, কর্মীদের বাড়িতে মারা হচ্ছে, একটা ভয়ের পরিবেশ তৈরি করা হচ্ছে। তো প্রশাসনের যে ঢিলেমি আমার মনে হয় তার জন্য ঘটনাগুলো ঘটছে।
West Bengal Governor Jagdeep Dhankar too slammed CM Mamta Banerjee, expressing shock over alleged unabated violence and attack plots. Dhankar had taken up post-poll attack on BJP workers with CM Mamta Banerjee immediately after administering her oath.
Our first priority is we must bring end to this senseless violence.
The hit back at the governor, asking him not to misuse his constitutional post. It also blamed BJP for dumping bombs brought in by outsiders during polls. After face-off over Mamta allegedly skipping PM Modi's cyclone meet, will post-poll violence and bad blood continue to shadow Centre Bengal ties? With Prema Rajaram, Bureau Report, India Today.
The Delhi police have shifted Olympic wrestler Sushil Kumar to a high-security ward in Mandoli jail. This comes after Sushil claimed a threat to his life from 2 gangsters inside the jail, and in response, jail officials have deployed paramilitary troops near his ward. CCTV cameras are also being used to increase surveillance on the wrestler and murder accused. Worried about his security, the Delhi police have shifted Sushil's arch-rival gangster Lawrence Bishnoi from Mandoli jail to Tihar jail. Another gangster, Sampath Nehra, who is currently in ward number 4 of the Mandoli jail, will also be shifted to Tihar jail today. Allegedly, in the Sagar Dhankar murder case, gangsters Lawrence Bishnoi, Sampath Nehra and Kala Jathedi are behind Sushil's life.